Hi, my name is Bidondi for TruthRadioShow.com, and this is a very urgent and important message of encouragement. And I want to send this message out to every person out there, every gun owner, every person out there that supports the Constitution, supports liberty, and believes in liberty. And we all know that the Second Amendment protects that, gives us, the citizens, the ability to defend ourselves. Now, I want to send this direct message to all of you, because right now, a lot of people are feeling overwhelmed by the mainstream media, feeling overwhelmed that, yeah, it was a couple million people across this country that marched for gun control. And it seems like a lot. It does. It seems like overwhelming odds. But know this. Do know this, okay? I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to show you a 1-minute cartoon here. And I want you to really, really pay close attention to this. It's from the movie Bug's Life, okay? I know it's a Disney Pixar film, okay? I know it's just a cartoon, but there's a message behind it. And when you see that, the people who know what I'm talking about will understand what I'm talking about. And this relates to us, folks. So don't be discouraged, okay? And most of these people marching, they have no idea in hell about history or the Constitution. And those people who truly do want to take our guns, and they act like they're all the mighty powerful ones, these scum politicians, even people in figures of authority, okay? They act like they're the power, okay? But I want to explain something to you. No, not even close. We are the majority, by far. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. First of all, watch this cartoon. Let it sink in, rewind it, and let it play in your head. Because those of you who have the spirit of liberty, in essence, of God and liberty in the country and Constitution in your heart and your soul, okay, you people will know what I'm talking about. The regular people out there, the people who, actually, I'm saying the people who are not regular, the people who hate liberty, the Constitution, the Second Amendment, they will have no idea what this cartoon means or is even trying to say. But you will when you see this. Watch. So watch this cartoon, and I'll be right back to explain something. Because don't be discouraged, because we're going to win this thing.
There was that ant that stood up to me. Yeah, but we can forget about him. Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant. You're right. It's just one ant. Yeah, boys, they're puny. Puny? Say, let's pretend this brain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt? Nope. Well, how about this one? Are you kidding? How about this? You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay?
Okay, so those of you who could see, if you know what I mean. But those people out there marching against the guns, those people at the top that are trying to push to confiscate and ban weapons, they can't see what we see here. Okay, the top of the elite do. They see it because they're the ones who write films like that to blatantly tell their agenda in our faces in Disney movies and other movies. They put their agenda, what they want to do to us. And they reveal, too, that what could happen if the resistance woke up. Now, in this Bug Life, the King Grasshopper, he was talking about the people, okay? And it's figurative speech, basically, where the elite were trying to relate. In other words, if the masses woke up, okay, and realized we outnumber these cockroaches, in the movie Grasshoppers, but in real life they're called cockroaches, the elite, these scumbag politicians and authorities pushing for gun control and gun confiscation, if the masses woke up to this, okay, and realized that just us gun owners here in America, we outnumber these cruds hundreds, not 100, hundreds, if not thousands to 1, easily. And regardless of all the people marching and all that stuff, all the people, they are the minority, okay? We are the majority by far. Now, I just want to give you some historical evidence. I mean, first of all, back in the 1700s, 1776, everybody knows what happened and all that, the revolution. There was only 3% of the population that defeat the world's largest, the world's most armed, standing army in the entire world. That defeated them. 3%, that's it, of the population here in America. We beat Great Britain. I mean, like, who would ever thought a bunch of ragtag people, none of these people were soldiers, most of them. They were just farmers. They were store clerks and, whatever. You know what I mean? They were regular people like us that stood for liberty. And what overcame those odds is their hearts, the liberty freedom and everything else. They fought for freedom and liberty, and they had, the spirit of God and the Constitution, which wasn't around then, but they were fighting for a constitutional republic, a free country, okay, and which led to a constitutional republic. So they had that in their heart. The spirit of 1776 is what I'm trying to say. So that's what made 3% of the population defeat the world's strongest and the largest standing army in the entire world. So that being said, okay, today it's confirmed. I mean, it's not even debatable. Well over 50% of America is now awake. That's confirmed. Most high school kids, most college kids do not trust the mainstream media, and they certainly don't trust the government. And most of the population out there, the adults, okay, most of the adults don't trust government. Most of the adults don't trust the mainstream media. That's why when you look at the ratings, okay, the thing is the mainstream media, it's a giant facade. That's all it is. They make it look like more people than there is. When these marches take place, they make it look like there's astronomical amounts of people. There's a lot of people, yeah, in those marches, but nothing compared to us. Here in Rhode Island, for example, we had 150 people for standing up for the gun control here in Rhode Island, and they had to bus most of these people in from other states to show some kind of support. We had over 4,000 people, gun rights supporters, storm that state house, and the fire marshal and the state house official said they have never had that many people inside the state house at once. Never. That they could, for all these years of service, one guy was a state rep since the 1990s. He said he's never seen anything like that. Never. Not even close. I mean, they had times there was thousands of people outside on the lawn and all that, but never 4,000 people in the State House or Rhode Island to stand up for gun rights. I got the videos linked right on my YouTube channel here. Thousands of patriots stormed the Rhode Island State House. Check that out. And check out my testimony too. But what I'm trying to say here, the point of this video, okay, I'm trying to bring encouragement. So basically, these gun control people, they're always trying to compare us to Australia, always trying to compare us to Britain. Okay, first of all, last I know we fought against Britain for our independence, so we don't care what they have to say, plain and simple. And, gun control is not working very well for them because they're being overrun by Islam, okay? They're being, the crime rates are through the roof. They're using other weapons, like knives and everything else. Stabbing rates are through the roof. Crime and murder rates astronomically high. But yeah, that's how good gun control works. It doesn't. And history shows hundreds of millions of people died by their own government mass democide when the people gave up their weapons hoping that governments would provide security. Look how good that turned out. Hundreds of millions of people in the 1900s alone suffered. And countries that give up their gun rights either lose many lives and or their civil liberties. All the time, every country. And people say, oh, Australia is, the model of gun control. The UK is the model of gun control. Is it really? That's why those people who lost a lot of their civil liberties. They can't defend themselves. They'll go to jail if they try. So is that really worth it? When you got migrants overrunning the streets? When you got crime and murder rates through the roof because they can't stop nobody? Is it really worth it? And what made America great is not being like Australia, not being like the UK. What made America great is us people, or a bunch of ragtag people, being who we are, Americans. That's what made us great. That's what made Rhode Island great, Massachusetts, and every other state across this country great. Not trying to mimic other countries. And I'm sick and tired of the liberals doing that. Oh, we got to be like them. No, we don't. We got to be like Americans. That's what made this country great. That's what made it a superpower. It's us being Americans. So I'm tired of saying, I'm not bashing anybody from the UK or Australia, but I'm just saying we got to be like Americans. That's what makes us great. So, in closing here, I want to encourage everybody out there, and I want to let you know a little thing too. When you ask who's the largest, strongest standing army in the world, the largest army in the world, they say China has over 2 million people in the army. It's the largest standing army on the planet. That's confirmed. Everybody could agree with that, yes. But if you really think about it, are they really? Are they really the largest standing army? And let me put this into your head, and this relates to the cartoon I just showed you. Remember what the cartoon was trying to portray the message? So, I'm telling you, every person, just the gun owners here in America. How many of us are there? Millions. Not 2 million, not 3 million, not 10 million. Millions of gun owners here in America. Millions of us who took a sworn oath that we're not going to give up our guns without a fight. Now, that being said, now, again, go back to the cartoon. Okay, now ask yourself. Think about all the gun owners in America, okay? Who is the largest, most armed, the largest standing army on the entire planet? It's not the Chinese, no. It's the American people. That's right, you watching this video who believes in the Second Amendment. That's you. That's me. That's everybody else out there who cares for liberty and freedom. That being said, okay, so think about that. Let that contemplate and sink into your head for a second. So now, when these people go outside, just say, God forbid this happens, that the government says, all right, you know what, we're going to be like Australia or whatever. We're going to confiscate your weapons. We're calling for a national gun ban. Everybody's got to turn them in, and we're going to, total gun confiscation. Yeah, think about that for a minute. Who in the hell, ask yourself right now, who in the hell is going to stop you when most of the military and police are going to be on our side? Most of them. And if they're not, too bad for them, because I feel bad for them. But who in the hell is going to stop the largest army, standing army in the world? That's us, we the people, the American people, who own firearms and believe in the Second Amendment. So let that sink into your heads for a minute. And I want this to sink into the heads of those criminal scum who call themselves politicians and officials who have this desire to come disarm us, who have this desire to destroy the Second Amendment, who salivate from the mouth knowing that they're attacking our Second Amendment and try to bring in their global government here. Same with the United Nations, every year they call for gun ban, total gun ban here in America, because they know that's the last roadblock. The United States Constitution and its people, it's the last roadblock before a world tyrannical government. That's what the UN's about, and you all know that, from the little NGOs and everything else. And as with this March for Our Lives thing, it's nothing to do with March for Our Lives. It's not to do with gun control. It's the control over you, me, all of us. That's what it's about. So now, when we the people wake up, which we're waking up, and now when you all realize right now that we are the power, we have the numbers, we heavenly outnumber any kind of force on this planet, any kind of force. Outnumber, outgun, outpower. We the people are the world's largest and the most armed standing army on the planet, plain and simple. So now you know that, now you realize that we got to send a message to the criminals in state houses, the criminals in the federal government. Come try it. Plain and simple. Come try to confiscate our firearms. Come try to push a national gun ban. See what happens to you. Nobody wants this at all, of course. We want to do this peacefully, but you know what? It is our duty as American citizens and our right under the Constitution to defend the Constitution and the Second Amendment at all costs. And like Paul Revere said, that he, like me, that I gave... I risked my life many times over. And God willing, as much as God allows me more to risk my life more, I'm going to stand for the Constitution. I'm going to defend it. And I'm telling you right now, we're going to stand on our ground. And I'm telling you, people out there who are pushing gun control, we are going to stand on our ground, okay? And we will fire back. Because, our motto is, we don't fire until fire upon. So basically, if somebody fires upon us, we're going to fight back. When you put the American people's backs against the wall, history shows we kick the ever-living crap out of all you people. So anybody out there who has these dreams of confiscating firearms, disarming America, you have to go through tens of millions of armed Americans first. And again, that's the world's largest and strongest and most armed army on the entire planet. So, basically bring it. That's what I have to say. And come try it, okay? Don't try what the British failed at, because 1776 will begin again. And this is a stern warning to everybody out there who dreams and thinks they're going to come take our firearms. 1776 will begin again, plain and simple. And I just want to spread this encouragement to all those people who believe in liberty and freedom. And the thing is, the Second Amendment, it protects all the rest of our rights. As a gun owner, okay, I want to explain this too. As a gun owner, I myself would never, and I hope to God I would never have to do this, is to fire my weapon on another human being. The only reason I got my guns, because number one, actually a couple reasons, because I love shooting for sport, okay? And number two, because God forbid I had to use them to defend myself, my family, or this country. And that's what they're there for. They're there, and I take a lot of extensive firearm training, different shooting courses and all that, because I want to prepare myself, God forbid this ever happen, that I have to defend myself, my family, my neighbors, my whoever, and especially this country. When it comes time to say, you know what, it's my time to stand up and defend the country, the Constitution, I'm going to do it. And I will risk my life to do so. And we need the spirit of 1776 in the hearts and minds of every one of you people out there. And, you know, again, we are the majority. We are the power. We are the people, plain and simple. And we are not going to give up our Second Amendment. We're not. The thing is, don't give these people an inch. Oh, let them have a little bit and they'll back. No, don't give them an inch, plain and simple. You do not give them one single inch. Okay, because they'll come in and take a little, then everything. Once they take a little and get their foot in the door, they're going to take everything. Your liberties and freedoms will now be the death of a liberty. The day we give up our Second Amendment in this country is the day liberty dies, plain and simple. So the liberty only lives as long as the spirit of liberty lives in our hearts and in our minds. And we the people must fight to defend that. And as the Founding Fathers said, you know, back then, we must say today, if there was to be war, let it happen in our generation so our future generations could live in peace and liberty and freedom. And this is Dan Bidondi. God bless you all, love you all, and we need to pray for us and pray that God could intervene with all this and stop this peacefully. But again, we need to stand our ground, plain and simple. Just like Captain John Parker did in Lexington, Massachusetts, Paul Revere and his crew. We need to stand our ground and be ready to risk our lives to defend what they gave us, to defend what God gave us and what the Founding Fathers gave us. A beautiful thing called the Constitution and the Second Amendment that protects we the people. And the number one reason they gave us that Second Amendment, so it protects we the people from our own government if that day, if it was to ever come, they become tyrannical. And this day, I hate to say, but half the government is becoming tyrannical. They seek to disarm us, and most of these people belong with the United Nations, which is a tyrannical communist organization. This whole march against the guns is a tyrannical communist agenda. That's what it is. It's off the Communist Manifesto. So we need to stand with General George Washington, the Founding Fathers, Paul Revere, Captain John Parker, Thomas Jefferson, liberty, God, and the country here, and we need to stand and defend her, plain and simple. Love you all. God bless. Hit me up at Twitter at Dan Bidondi. My radio show is on truthradioshow.com. God bless.